What up, people?
What's up?
What up, Jared Kelly?
What's up, Steve?
Welcome to the room. Third show this week. Friday night special show.
It's record setting.
It is record setting. It's a first. 3 shows this week. Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Today is a special show, and I'm having it because Jay Savage Perrin wanted to call in, the champ. Wanted to call in and get some words out. What he's been doing. What's he thinking about news that's came out in the last few days, and where he stands on all. When he's going to be back.
Social media talking going
everything.
on.
There's a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah.
So let me. We already shared this all over the place. So let me find you on our page so I can see what people are saying out there. If you got any questions, but we're going to talk a little bit about New England MMA. We got a bunch of stuff that was announced.
Coming up. So much coming up. Finally, we got announcements from CES.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
A lot of them.
Big time fights. I mean, I announced some stuff over the week. Matt Bissett, of course, headlining the card. And,
Tim Dooley.
Record break.
Yep.
Yeah, Tim Doolin.
Yep.
Who, has fought in New England before. And
yes, he's fought some.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
We're live. You're watching.
I am.
You are watching.
I am watching.
So,
always.
Big stuff happening. Cage Titans got a big card coming. Announcements made for them in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to flash some posters about
Mitch Raposo
making his pro debut.
Yep.
But here's the new announcements today. I'm going to flash them. Jay Perrin, the champ, will be coming on about 8:45. But today, some of these were announced. Thomas Evans, our own president of Regional Fight Sports, he announced something for August 17th.
Awesome.
Not exactly sure. Taylor Thompson is fighting for Neff for the Bantamweight amateur title. Hillary Rose recently today signed with CES 55 on March 29th. There's Thomas. So I'm going to let these flash. Taylor Thompson, that is a big Neff card on April 27th. Justin Valentin, who is a teammate of Matt Bissett, will be fighting at CES 55 also. So
making history in
a
Connecticut.
Few announcements made today with that card. So I'm very excited about the Thomas Evans thing happening.
Yes, that is awesome.
I got the beans on that. I know what's going on. And
you always have the beans.
Yeah. So
Taylor
Thompson, big time fight for her. She holds the Cage Titans.
Yeah.
Well, I think is it the Bantamweight title there?
Yep.
Amateur title there. So she's going to.
Is she fighting? Is it a title fight or
It is a title fight. She is fighting.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
Against a girl from out of state. So that's big news for her. Also, some posters that at CES I'm going to flash right now because there are a couple of announcements on there also that I didn't know Egg Spicely was fighting.
Against a really good opponent.
He has been announced on that fight. Parker Porter. Dan Dubuque was announced against Anthony Costello. A lot of chatter today about that in the last couple of days about that.
Quite a bit.
A lot of chatter. So, I'm sure Savage Perrin has something to say about that tonight also. There was a lot of chat going on. But Dan Dubuque's supposed to be on my show Tuesday night along with Tony Gradley.
Oh.
Yes, the champ.
The champ.
So actually, Dan Dubuque is also a champ of Cage Titans, the lightweight champ. So we're going to have 2 champs on. So I'm going to talk to Dan about fighting basically in his hometown.
Yeah, I'm psyched for this Connecticut.
Dan's got a new business out.
Yeah.
The guy's I love Dan.
It's great.
Dan and I have a very good, a very good rapport off the social media because he's not a big social media guy.
Yeah, he got a lot of people that aren't.
Yeah, so I've known Dan forever. As far as not ever, I don't know, 3 years.
It's stuff then.
But that's ever fight years. So good for him. A lot of chatter about that, him going to CES, and because he has the Cage Titans.
Yeah.
But
he did fight at CES before he was in Cage Titans.
And he had a great. He fought the brothers there. One of the brothers, Pete.
Oh, Rogers.
No,
the Rogers.
No, Pete and what's it? I can't think. They're from the City Odd Town. One of them.
Gotcha.
Pistol Pete, not Pistol Pete.
Barrett. Peter
Barrett. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Peter
you.
Barrett.
So,
slippery
actually, fun fact: Matt Bissett, who's headlining the card, is fighting Tim Doolin, that was Dan Dubuque's last loss, which was in reality fighting in 2017.
Yeah, that was
a fight that a
lot of people
respected Tim Doolin. So it was a close fight. I might be a little biased. Well, I am biased. Sorry, I'm biased.
Yeah.
Dan won that fight in my eyes.
Yeah. Tim had a tough fight against Julio Arce, who's actually tearing it up in the UFC right now. So
yeah, he's got a good record, and he's a scrapper.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens after this
exactly.
this fight card, because Dan's back. I think Dan is fighting at a catch weight 150. I want to say. I could be wrong, but if anyone's out there, please answer me. But yeah, I think he's fighting at a catch weight of 150 pounds. I could be totally wrong here. But Tyler King is watching. Why can't I see these people?
Arthur
Mapufo.
What's up?
Another cheer.
Yep. I'm sure
So
we'll be seeing him this summer.
yeah, he's he said, when I interviewed him, he was going. Yeah, he was taking a card off.
He deserves it, man.
Good for him.
Good dude. What a good dude.
So yeah, a lot of big things. Oh, I got Cage Titans. I got to flash their posters today too. Their big fights are happening April 6th. That's right around the corner.
Oh man, it's right down 3 weeks.
Mitch Raposo making his pro debut. Dion Rubio fighting Eddie George for the lightweight championship. Manning is back fighting Perez, a rematch.
Truth.
Tully, who fought and had a huge fight against Marty Neves. Yeah. That guy, Marty couldn't kill that guy.
I know. It was tough.
So that's a big fight against
Sabatino
Sabatino, because Sabatino's coming off a loss. So we got who else? Who did I just see in there flashing? A dude that I really don't know.
I'm psyched about the Rubio fight. That's going to be great.
Yeah, it is. Rubio's in Texas right now at a Machado seminar, getting some shit going on. He's going. Lally's back.
Yes.
Lally is back.
Shedrick.
And there's the dude right there, Brandon Fleming. I don't know much about him, but Champ Chikota Apito is making his pro debut. He's going to be trying. He's going to be getting back in there.
But that Lally Shedrick Goodridge fight's going to be. That's going to be.
I love Lally.
I think somebody's going to go to sleep.
Fucking love Lally.
Yeah, who doesn't?
So
Carlos said he's going to 145, but other guys asked for 5 extra pounds. So.
So Dan's going to be 145.
I guess so. Yeah.
So, but he's given
5 pound leeway.
5 pound leeway. Dude, that dude got to make 145.
What's up, Nick?
Nick! Hayla, baby!
Yep.
Hayla! So, I just want to announce a couple of other things before I start. Just in case you have something smart to say, I will call you this. You are a dickhead. So I don't get to use that much because not many dickheads come on here, but that is in there.
Speaking about that, did you see the NFL guy that was running the combine?
Yeah, I posted it.
His junk fell.
Yeah,
and he fell on it.
What's his name? Brendan Schwab was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was narrating the whole fucking thing. He was dying. It was awesome. I posted it. It was good stuff.
That is.
So, all right, Carlos Correa says Dan's going to 140. Dan's fighting at 145, so he's staying where he is.
We were just talking about that off camera about Fabio, Nick. I don't know who doesn't want to fight him.
Oh, yeah, Fabio Charant. He needs a fight.
He needs
to fight. There's 2 big cards. There's CS coming, and there's Cage Titans. Is it Cage Titans 43?
I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
They're going to be 3 weeks away, April 6th is a big fight
day.
So,
Dan Dubuque's supposed to be on Tuesday. Guess who else is coming in to be my co-host?
Who would that be?
Brian Gershon.
Oh, man.
From MMA Soccer, and who also works closely with Cage Titans.
He's been killing it with the Cage Titan videos.
I talked to Mike Polvier. All you Cage Titans people out there, all you fans, all you followers, all you fighters who are going to be on that card. Let me flash that poster of what we have. But all you fighters out there, I talked to Mike Polvier, and I'm going to be teaming up with Brian Gershon again.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing kind of the same thing.
Last time it was awesome.
It was an awesome.
You guys both had
yeah.
It was great.
And Mike's going to do bigger and better. I'm sure he's going to add a couple more media outlets in there.
Every Cage Titans fight, I made every fight card last year, and every card was just a little above,
Oh, it's Cage Titans 43. I was right?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Cage Titans, thank you for
Titans.
that. So, so I talked to Mike, and, I'm going to...
Is the band going to be there April 6th?
Yes,
that's
of
the
course
question.
And
Bayside Heights, I think, is their name. They're awesome.
Yeah,
They're awesome.
I think I worked it out with Mike. I'm going to try to play a song with them. Maybe one of our walkout songs.
I'm going to video that for sure. I'm getting that on my
I better get practicing. Maybe we'll
Nick's going to jump on the guitar.
Yeah, we talked about that. I had Nick on, and so we got a bunch of shit going on. So that's really cool. So so Mike, talked to Mike. I'm going to be at weigh-ins. I took the weekend off to cover Cage Titans because it's a blast.
Exactly.
It's a blast, and there's
big
things happening.
Some fights coming up this weekend too for ammo. There's some pretty good, decent guys.
Yeah, big fights.
Yeah,
big.
It popped in my head about fight cards coming up. And coming up.
Aaron Hughes, a big fighter that's been there.
Headline in that one. Yeah.
A couple of fights dropped off there.
No, something I'm interested in is the the role the BJJ match with Stapleton and Jeff Haddad.
Yeah, he stepped up. He's got to be like a few pounds lighter.
Badass
Stapleton.
kid.
But Stapleton fights like fucking King Kongs all the time.
He
fights anyone,
for such a young dude.
and anyone. And what's the headlining fight there?
Manly. Joe Manly.
Who his opponent got hurt. This isn't a rematch. This isn't the fight that.
Yeah, no. I think it's the second or third person that's actually.
Oh, because at warm-ups, Manly's opponent got hurt last card.
Oh,
at
nice.
warm-ups,
Yes,
when he was warming up in the fucking cage, he got hurt. It was like, what? We're all trying to like keep it hush hush.
I remember that. Yeah.
That the main event just like fucking stubbed his toe or something. It was over. It was over.
That's
so
so bad for the guy, but come on.
So you've been seeing Jay Perrin's back, like as far as social media, because
back.
he leading up to that fight with Kid Moy, they're friends.
Yeah.
So it was more. It was a big, respectful kind of lead up to that fight.
Exactly.
And Cage Titans did a bang up job on that. Brian Gershon,
it was
following
that video he did.
Following
awesome.
Jay around, following Kid Moy around, following other fighters around.
But it was great. I loved it. I told Brian that was such a good thing. It was very well done.
And he will be on the show Tuesday, a matter of fact.
Boom.
And Mike Polvier, if you're watching, we'll be happy to have you call in Tuesday, along with them guys.
The boss.
Wednesday, I have. I don't know. Dion Rubio might come in, but he's in Texas right now. So
yeah,
I don't know.
that was just as he trained.
Yeah, he's with Machado. They're
wow.
And a bunch of Triforce guys. But
Triforce, man.
John Doomer is definitely coming in Wednesday, and Dan Cormier is coming in.
Jeez.
So we're gonna talk. Yeah. We're gonna talk ammo.
That's awesome.
And we're gonna talk John's fight at Bellator 215.
Yeah, I guess he had a little scrap a little while ago on ESPN.
Yeah, a little bit. He's been on vacation for a
long
long time. All right, Mike Polvier says he will call in Tuesday when we're here. So we're gonna have Tony Gravely on. Yeah. We're gonna have Dan DeVue.
That's a name that's been talked a lot lately.
Gravely was supposed to defend his title at King of the Cage, and his opponent dropped out a week before. So Tony does have the CES title. He's not fighting that much, but the next card is in May. I would imagine that might be his next opportunity if the UFC doesn't grab him.
I don't think King of the Cage has a ton of other fight cards. So he's got. There's a lot of names. I'm sure Mr. Perrin's going to want to talk about that.
Well, tonight. Perrin. That's a great opportunity for both of them. Yeah. The problem is, where will they fight? Well, where will that card? Where will that fight take place? Perrin is number 2 in New England.
Yeah.
Number 1, if you count fighters that live in New England, he is number 1 in New England bantamweight. Gravely is number 1, of course. He's champ of CES, but that's a hell of a fight. We talked that other fight into taking place with Chris Motino. Yep. Kind of because Chris was like lobbying for that fight.
That was a good scrap until
we got to get back. We had Bruce Boyington on last week on Tuesday. He's coming back in May.
I don't think I've ever seen him this charged. He took a little time off from social media.
He's ready. He's been forgotten. He said, like they forgot him.
Exactly. How can you forget somebody like that with him? He's been around forever.
Yes, Gravely fought for Cage Titans. Oh yeah, he fought for Manny Bermudez at Cage Titans.
I did not know.
He lost to Manny, and they're friends now. They conversate, But Mike's just making a point that Gravely has fought for Cage Titans, so that belt can that fight can happen at Cage Titans on the next card. Of course, Jay Perrin, I'll let him talk, but he's been sick. He's not getting on the. He's not getting on the April card. But whatever's next, a couple of months after that, there's a lot of shit that's going to go on. And after this CES event and the Cage Titans event, who knows what's going on?
So I would not like to be a matchmaker. Actually, I wouldn't mind being the matchmaker because you got a lot of guys coming up. But yeah, it's going to,
it's a great time to be. It's always a great time to be in New England MMA, but there's a lot of good shit happening. There's Dion Ruber right there. Dion Ruber has just updated his
in the
profile page
with killers.
I want to say he's in Texas. I thought he was going to Texas.
Yeah, I think he is.
Is he? With Pete Jeffrey, Keith Jeffrey, Machado.
Talk about Triforce, man.
Perry, all that.
Andre's doing most of his end of his camp. There.
Yeah, I've seen him there a couple of times. I've been rolling that Triforce. Dan Dubuque, awesome. He's got me in shape. I made it through a whole class last week.
That's huge, man.
And I didn't pull anything.
Especially at your age.
I know, I'm like fucking ancient. every week I go, I like pop a new tendon or something.
You don't even know.
And it hurts for like 4 or 5 days. I know it's not broken, but I'm like, they keep telling me, don't worry, you won't hurt that spot again. It'll be something else that pops. So I'm like, all right, I'm good. Later, but it's all coming back to me. Aunt Dowling, let's go, boss man. All right, June 15th. Oh, June 15th is his next Cage Titans card that Mike says, beautiful.
That's some time.
That
could be a lot of lead up time.
Big
promotions.
So many possibilities.
Yeah.
So let me text Jay Perrin right now.
My favorite venue.
And see if he can call because I'm. All right. Let me see if he's gonna call me.
I agree.
Oh, that's you saying you're out front.
Scrap.
Big shout out to Nolan King who writes for Flow Combat. Nolan King and I, we talk a lot offline about New England MMA. He wrote a great article. The 7 best fighters to look for in New England.
Yep.
A lot of big names on there. Jay Perrin, Savage Perrin, he was on there.
Yeah.
Nate Andrews was number 1.
So. Yeah, I think he got it spot on. I think that was spot on.
He writes very, very great shit.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Here we go. He's saying yes. Call now. Yes, call now, Jay. He's fired up. Fired up.
Why can't you be? This is good stuff right
here. He's the champ. He's looking for a fight.
August 10th and November 3rd, Mike's saying.
Oh, I love Mike's throwing it all up there. Jason Patrick is watching. Call me, Jay. Let me get his shit up here first. Let me get his little... Oh, look at the king is here. The king is here.
Yeah, buddy.
So, I'm going to play his beginning first. How's that? All right, we're going to play a little video of Jay and have him call while this is playing. So I threw this online. I made this little montage. Thank you, Mike, for all the pictures. Igdalia Medina, these are all her photos, and I stole all the footage from Instagram. So watch this while we're waiting for Jay to call. And are we back? We are back. Jay's calling now, people. And here we go. What timing? Jay Perrin. Did I answer? There it is. Hello.
Hello.
What's up, champ?
What's good, guys?
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
Oh, dying of tuberculosis.
Yeah. Dude. You had the funniest post, man, about what do you have? Scarlet fever?
So I got it's scarlet fever.
So
legit.
It's on everything I love.
So what is it exactly?
Okay, so basically they told me it's like an advanced stage of strep throat. So I was exposed to strep throat somewhere as part of my girlfriend. Had it a few weeks ago, and I got it, but I was just a carrier. So I wasn't I didn't get any symptoms. And so over time, I just I had them, but in spurts. So I developed this rash on my hands, and it was just little spots all over me. And I have psoriasis, so I thought it was just my skin acting up.
Yeah.
And then one day I noticed that my palms are all super blotchy and red, and they're almost raised. And I'm like, all right, well, that's probably not good. So I went to the doctor, and they gave me a strep throat test, and this looks like scarlet fever. And basically, they told me if I had waited like a week later, I might be having like respiratory problems because it like affects your lungs and shit after that.
And you made a post out of all things that are going to take me out. It's a sickness from like 1820.
Fucking Edgar Allan Poe had scarlet fever, bro.
That's true.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like this shit died out before the Civil War even happened. And I'm sitting here in 2019 just trying to like live my best life, and I get all these bumps. I look like a leper.
Like how you fit? Like how?
I feel fine. It's like I have these bumps all over my hands and feet.
So
that's really all
I would imagine you're on antibiotics and you're starting you're over.
Oh yeah, I've been on it I'm not contagious or anything like that. Like after the first day, I've been on antibiotics for a few days, but they said it's going to take like 10 days for my rash to clear up. So I'm kind of just like hitting the bag and stuff and waiting to not look gross.
Awesome, my man. Well, dude, a lot of stuff happened this week, and you've been very vocal on social media about just, you know what I mean. So, man, what's going on with? Let's talk first. What's been going on with Jay since you had that title defense?
Absolutely. What would you like to know?
I want to know,
general?
Yeah, in general, man. Like, what, how's your life been, and what's changed since kind of capturing that title? Capturing and defending the title.
I do a ton more media work.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much. But other than that, not much, man. I work a lot. After it's weird. Like after each fight, win or loss, I go into this like weird kind of rut. Yeah, I have this kind of like weird depressive, like little stage. Win, loss, doesn't matter. It's kind of weird. It's kind of almost like I get depressed because I have to be a normal person again. I guess. And so I got a little depressed for a little bit, but I just worked like 60 hours a week, and I was being a super fat kid forever, and that's pretty much it. I train a little bit here and there. I just got back to the gym last week before I was diagnosed with the Red Death. Yes. And then this hit me. So we're just I'm trying to stay in shape on my own and work and make sure I fulfill those obligations and then see what's next. There's a lot of balls in the air apparently after today.
Are you working at the gym or what?
I work at Title Boxing Nashville.
Yeah, that's what I thought so.
Yeah, you're always posting stuff there, and I got photo montages and video and stuff of you and shit like that. But like you said, you've been doing a shitload of more media and stuff like that. Let me just tell you, Brian Gershon, what he did on you and the coverage that he.
Oh, dude, that guy does amazing work.
Yeah, what he did for Cage Titans, and just you guys promote yourselves, but. That dude, what he did leading up and even after, man.
The two events for Johnny and Kin, like Johnny was when we really got first introduced, the Johnny fight, pardon me, was when we got first introduced to Gerson. And he reached out to me and asked me if he could do, those interviews. And I was like, yeah, dude. And from there, I think that his work on me, and not me specifically, but how he portrayed me and how he, he handles things with, his promotion with such passion, made Cage Titans media even, steps and steps better. You know what I mean? So that guy does great work. I'd love to work with him anytime.
He's super professional. I watched the whole thing when it came out when it was live, and it was just done very, very well. How he cut things.
Another passionate dude in the sport, dude, man. You know what I mean? He just loves the atmosphere and he loves the fighters.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yep. And he's producing art, which makes him feel good, and it's something that he's putting together, man.
He's genuinely just like a good dude.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just a really nice guy.
Hey, he's actually on the show Tuesday. He's coming in.
All right, words. I'll call in and say. Yeah. I was talking to him the other day, actually.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna have a couple of guests on Tuesday. I think you might know.
Lord in heaven. I know a few of them.
Yeah, you can.
I'm sure that they know me by now.
Yeah, you can call in like at the end, man, and just
I gotta ask you: have you been in to see the Duncan lady since you got your?
No, I haven't. You know what? I have, but very briefly.
Gotcha.
So it was like
that was one of my
the Duncan's lady. Her name is Patty, for the record.
What's up, Patty?
Patty is her name. And she's a very sweet woman. She's just she does love me, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Just
no, but I haven't seen her since. Gotcha. She whenever I'm around, I usually work in the afternoon, and she works early mornings. So
gotcha.
I don't go into that Dunkin' Donuts before 8:00 in the morning.
Probably a good thing. Once in a while.
So Jay, big card. We'll talk about Little Cage Titans. Basically, you're home for the last year or so. Big card coming up for them. What are you thinking about, Cage Titans and kind of they're evolving every friggin' show. Sean Lally back. A lot of, a couple of big time pro debuts coming up. Man, what are you thinking about Cage Titans and where they're going in 2019?
I think in alone the last 2 cards that they've had, or the last 3 cards that they've had, with the 2 that I've been on and the one where where it was Dan and Johnny as the main event. They did such a good job promoting. Like Mike did such a good job at pushing everybody and putting the right matchups on cards. And I think that the 3 cards that have just come up have really shown everybody that the talent in Cage Titans is just as good as anywhere else, and it doesn't matter if you're in CES or Cage Titans or anywhere. Both of those places can get you where you want to go. So, big names that might not have been around are coming back, do you know what I mean? Because they have the clout now. And, we have the push. We have the roster now. You got Giannetti, you got Lally, you got me, you got Perrin, you got all these people, you know what I mean, that are really pushing Cage Titans forward. And, every single event, I feel like there's a bar and they raise it every single time with the production to how, it's publicized or promoted and how they push each individual fighter. So they're doing just like a great job. They're doing what a good promotion should do for people that are trying to rise their own to the next level. They're picking their stars, the people that, match up well. They don't coddle really, anybody. I've had tough fights the whole way through. So, I think that each time they set a standard and they exceed it every time. So, Mike does a great job.
I can't agree more, without a doubt.
Exactly. You could see you could see the passion in him, and him being a former pro fighter and being in the scene himself, man.
Did y'all see that picture of him from I guess they posted a picture of Pulver throwing an overhand at somebody. I don't know what it was. I saw that.
What an old picture in one of his fights?
One of his fights. I don't know if it's on the Cage Titans page. But it's definitely a picture of Pulver. I don't remember if he has hair or not.
Oh no shit! Is it a picture?
But he definitely has some deep 5 o'clock shadow.
Is it a picture I can meme or something if I go get it?
You might be able to. I don't know. You know who? And this is. It seems like it was from a long time ago. So, it kind of looks like he's overhanding Dave George.
So look him up on Tapology. Did he fight yet?
It kind of looks like Dave George used to be the owner of Combat Zone back in the day. It was just kind of weird that one promoter and another already fought each other, and now they're competing against each other as promoters at one point. Get what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was just like a funny little wrinkle.
Yeah, that's cool. Maybe they should do a small. No, they can't do small. No, an exhibition.
No. Oh no. You ever see Pulver Jiu-Jitsu? It's probably fire. We don't know. It's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could be the sleeper of South Shore.
Yeah, exactly. I hear he's pretty sleek on the mats.
I heard he's pretty slick with those leg locks.
Yeah.
Gary Tonin level leg locks.
Yeah,
from Mike Pulver.
He's a sleeper. He never talks about.
Guys, he signs my checks. Guys, he signs my checks.
So, as far as signing checks, my man, you hold their title, but there's other titles, and you were very vocal after your fight, and we'll play that video later. We had that huge media scrum. Jay, you're never a fighter with doesn't have a lot to say after a win, or you haven't lost in a while, so I've never heard you speak after a loss, but
that's true.
5 in a row, bro.
That's
5
true.
in a row.
It's been a few now, huh?
Yeah, so the media scrum was awesome. You were very vocal after that.
I was super hyped.
Yeah, and basically everything that came out of your mouth was you backed up, bro. So
hasn't everything that's come out of my mouth I backed up?
That was such a good idea for Paul Vera.
Past year and a half.
Kudos for having the fighters come right.
The post-fight scrums are cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched that back the day after, and I didn't realize the adrenaline was definitely pumping through my veins because I was talking shit in that post-scrum.
Fired.
And I was super fired up. And you know what? I had a lot of emotions and a lot of shit that I didn't really speak about in the lead up because it was my friend. You know what I mean? I didn't want to start being negative in any way because you know what I mean. But it's so funny that I'm continually the underdog in a division that I'm the fucking champion of.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. You know, like the last couple people, you know, I've just trained through people, and then like going into Ken, like, I'm the champ and I'm the underdog. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? It's just like I was just so tired with one reason after another why I can't beat everybody, and then I go in and then just, you know, not only do I beat them, but I completely dominate them in every aspect of the sport that we're in, and then I still don't get the credit that I deserve. You know what I mean? I'll make a comment, and this has nothing to do with Richie or Andy. You know what I mean? I love them both as commentators. They do a great job. I feel like I watched my own fight and I heard my own name like 5 times.
Through that whole fight. Through
the whole thing. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't give me credit in certain places, but how many times do you hear in that fight, oh, what a great shot from Kin? You know what I mean? Like, things like that bug me. Because it's like, dude, I landed just as many punches as he did. I'm not going to say I beat Kin wholeheartedly on the feet, because I think it was about even, but like I landed huge shots that got completely ignored, and it's like that shit sticks in my craw, dude. I don't know what I gotta do.
Builds the fire, and you're doing what you do. You know, it happens at every level. You see it in the UFC, unfortunately. You see it at your level, which is in my book the same level.
What do you? Do you just? It's just the underdog status. You think it is, Jay, going into these fights? You know what I mean?
It's not just, I don't mind that. I've been that for a while, but it's like at what point can I like have one where maybe I'm not, that would be great. I feel like most of the time in my matchups, people are like, yeah, Jay's a good fight, but this guy's just that much better, or whatever. You know what I mean? Any kind of storyline that you want. And it's just, it gets old. You know what I mean? It's like how much more dominantly against what kind of competition do I need to prove to you people that I'm not just like the dude you sweep under the rug? I just don't know.
The proof is right here, Jay. 5 wins in a row. You're 8-3. You're number 2 in New England, but you're number 1 as far as New England-born fighters in the bantamweight division. You're number 6 in the East Coast. You're number 45 in the world. I don't know what the hell that means, because I don't know how many bantamweights around the UFC.
Whatever, dude. I'm top 50. Bring it. Yeah. Billboard, on Billboard charts, that's like heat.
It is. I mean, it is, man. Out of all the bantamweights in the USA, you are 45. That's a pretty good fucking ranking right there.
I think there's like 1,000. I'm like, I don't really look at the Tapology. People kind of send it to me.
Yeah.
And like, because if I keep staring at it, then it's gonna bug me too much. You know what I mean? Because
Jay, you talk about being in the media. I mean, Nolan King, who writes for Flow Combat. He had a big write up about top 7 prospects in New England that should be signed or are going to be in this year, and you were on that list, man. And shit like that, like you talk about commentators, they don't mention your name, but when you get something like that, man, how's that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel great, man. It kind of just solidifies that somebody, like, I'm doing something right, because I didn't even know that article existed.
Yeah, I sent it out to you, brother.
It was like, well, you did, but like before I even saw your message, I saw that Nate Andrews had posted on his Instagram that he was number 1 on that list, and I'd seen what the list was. It was like top prospects from New England. You know what I mean? That should be signed to bigger shows. I'm like, I damn sure better be on this list.
Yeah.
And so I went to Flow Combat and signed in and, found where the article was. And there in behold, I was number 7.
I think you could have been a little higher.
I think I'm not gonna but I think I belong a little higher on that list. But,
well, you know what, Jay? It's funny because you said the same thing about
records-wise, dude. Honestly, I get it. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. There's certain people with better records, but there's certain people that are like on that list that like. You don't fight very often. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or have come off losses or whatever. I'm not saying I don't want to throw dirt on anybody on that list, because for the majority, everybody just on that list is pretty deserving of it. You know what I mean? The guy was pretty accurate on how he described it. But
he knows his stuff. He looks at the records. He looks at the depth.
No, he does. He did a great job. I like the write-up. I didn't have anything wrong with what he said. I don't disagree with him. I just think maybe the placement, and that's just my own bias. So obviously I can't say anything, but. If he's being completely objective, then that's his opinion.
Jay, we're showing bantamweight rankings, New England bantamweight rankings right now, and you know what? We as Regional Fight Sports did a fight ranking, and back then you were you ranked maybe
it was number 5.
Yeah, under Kin Moy was above you in there.
Yeah.
And you said the same thing, and look what happened right now. You're number 2 on Tapology, so. Well, you're saying that you are being placed where you should be now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think you're actually starting to get the recognition. It's taken a while,
Yeah.
but you know, I think people just, you know, haters hate the like the nice guy, or you know, the guy
I don't know what it is.
The
You know
guy
what I mean?
that's vocal or whatever.
I can't help who I am. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know, fighting is the only outlet that I have to be completely and unequivocally myself, and I damn sure won't change that because people think I should have a certain etiquette about how I act towards somebody that's signing paperwork to not only steal money from me but attack me in a violent manner. You know what I mean? So if you have a problem with how I handle myself as far as getting into my opponent's head or getting in their face, then that's on your fucking problem. You don't have to fucking like me. You know what I mean? But I got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. If you don't like me, that's fine. But you will damn sure at least respect the fact that I can take any one of these people around here. It's not like that's all I'm asking for is at least the recognition that I've earned the spot that I have.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Now, with that said, there's been a lot of social media talk the last couple of days. Have you been seeing? What's your take on all that?
Hey, Jay, I'll interrupt before you speak. I'm blocked by half the people that are on the social media, so I really can't follow it. So I'm like, what?
I've seen
We're talking about today? We're talking about just today?
It's Jared's question. Elaborate, Jared.
Yesterday and today, you know, I've seen all the comments and stuff between so-and-so. You know, what do you think about
we going to talk about the argument that I've been in for the past fucking 2 days? Yeah,
you know what's up.
Dude, all right, so let me just explain. All right. Am I wrong? Like, where do I live? Like, where do we live? Like, is this, like, the upside down place? Because I don't understand how this man has a job. Like, I just don't get it. He is so incredibly bad at being a manager. It's ridiculous. The problem is he's like, he does, like, I'll say this, like, is it or is it not true that Dan got that belt, he didn't defend it? Is that a true statement?
True.
Yes.
True. Okay. JoJo tried to go after it. I know someone else did. I can't even think about it. Okay, that's one title fight. Turned down. Okay? All right. Refused a rematch with the Tooth, which realistically he won with illegal knees. And that's another one. Okay? Third one. He was offered Jeff Perez at 45. Not at 35 where he was clearly depleted and he lost to number 4 Johnny Cupcakes before he got slept in the second round. All right? And then he got me in the cage with him after that fight.
I was there.
And then, was I not in the cage, Jarrett?
Yep.
I was in the cage waiting to square off with him, right?
Yep.
I think that's on video, all right? And somehow that's refuted. I don't know why. But that's 5 names I just gave you, right, that have all tried to actively fight Dan Dubuque in that camp. So he dodged 5 people, right, talked a ton of shit, or at least Carlos did, about me for months after the Johnny fight, and then he disappears from Cage Titans, and now he's fighting some dude who's 10 and fucking 10?
It's
crazy. Not only that, here's the kicker. At the weight class that he refused to fight JoJo at for his belt. Where do we live, guys?
You can't.
Where do we live?
Exactly. You can't disagree.
How is that not like fraudulent in like so many different ways? I'm sorry. Like, it's something I can't ignore. He should have rematched Cupcakes. He should have faced JoJo, or should have vacated his title. That was all that was said. And instead of that, he decided to run off. What? I didn't hear shit from that camp after Kin.
Yeah, that's.
You guys remember?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Were they not talking shit about I'm a boring fighter, the fight was boring, this and that and the other for a couple months, right? Going up to Kin, they didn't think I was going to beat Kin. Said that. I beat Kin every round, and then I didn't hear a damn word from them. And now they just pop up at CES at a completely different promotion. After getting all this promotion from Cage Titans as this killer, he gets all this hype, and then he just takes it and goes to another promotion to avoid the people that were trying to match up with him at the other promotion.
Now,
that's how I feel. That's like, I don't even think there was any opinion in that. That was just total fact. Everything that I thought was true in this scenario. So like, I think I have a right to be like, you're a clown. That's ridiculous.
So was I would imagine Mike Pulver was adamantly trying to get him on this card coming up, or trying to find him a matchup, or just trying to speak to him about maybe fighting for Cage Titans on this card?
I can't speak for Pulver.
Yeah.
Like I can't spell. I don't know how well.
He'll be on the show. He'll be on the show Tuesday also.
Oh well, then I mean I'm sure I'll let Mike explain it to you. Because I don't want to speak out of turn.
Yeah, I understand.
Things were said between them that I don't really know were said. You know what I mean? That's not my place.
But as of now, Dan Dubuque still owns the Cage Titans lightweight title.
Sway? How?
Yeah.
But he still he still owns it.
I don't think I don't know if they've stripped him or anything like that.
Yeah,
so I don't know if they have whatever. The point is, dude, if you had the belt, you had people that said, "Hey, if you had the intention to get the belt and be like, hey, I just wanted to do this," and then, vacate it and go down to a different weight. That's my plan. I just wanted to kind of, check this off. That's one thing, but don't hold on to it if you have no intention of putting it up on the line. You know what that is? That's riding your own achievements without taking any risk of failure. You're just gonna hold on to it like fucking Schmeagle. But I don't understand. Well, you're not a champion until you defend it. How can you call yourself that until you've actually protected your own house? You can't.
Do you think it's more his manager or Dan or a little bit of both? What do you think?
I'll say this. I don't really know. I don't really know I think it's definitely more Carlos, to be honest. Because in my honest opinion, I've talked to Dan way back in the day, and he's a decent guy. He's not really it's just a shame that he's so reluctant to get rid of this guy who's making him a laughing stock, dude. Did you watch the comment section of that? Did you watch that and the things that he was saying?
Yeah, I did.
Come on, man. Come on, that's your manager.
It's just a crazy game, man. You see a lot of managers.
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. That's wild. I just think that the whole situation is wild to me. I think there was a lot of hypocrisy that went on in that, and nobody addressed it. And I think that he kind of snuffed Mike. They both did. They both got all this push, Johnny and Dan and me and Dan and all this, he got put into the title picture, and there was all this push around, at least us four, me, Ken, Johnny, and Dan. There was a big four-way there. He took all of that and then just went to somebody else and didn't even, I don't know, just kind of shut the door on Cage Titans and was like, yeah, we're good. Thanks for the help, dude. I'll catch you later. And then fucking went over to CES to not even. And this is not a knock on CES, because I'm not saying he made this point that I said I wanted you want to fight a CES too. I'm like, who wouldn't? I'm not saying that I would take a fight at CES. Yeah. The CES is not the problem. Yeah. That's not the issue. The promotion itself is just doing what promotions do. Okay, you made a bunch of promises and then pulled back on all of them, every single one, and then you're trying to twist it into this weird justification that just doesn't make any sense, and then you completely disregard any logic that's thrown your way. And then he told me? He said, "Put up or shut up, Jay. Put up or shut up, guy. I was in the ring."
Yeah, What
are you talking to?
You think these social media things that go back and forth hurt the situation or help the situation?
I don't know what the situation is.
Well, that's
all right. Well,
it's just somebody being a clown, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. I know. I was just saying what all of us thought. Every person that saw that has been in the Cage Titans realm, that has said the words Dan Dubuque and Carlos Correa, saw that and went, "Are you fucking shitting me? That's crazy." Everybody did that. I know it. We all took a collective sigh, and I just made a post about it because we all thought that.
So, all right.
Yeah, it got.
Yeah, we knew it. I mean,
that was a question that I knew that was going to bring some fire tonight, but.
It's just because it's fresh. I don't care. I'm not trying to carry the beef on, dude.
I hear you.
It's just I don't know. I can't stand people that talk shit to me and then I don't know. I can't stand people that talk shit to me for irrelevant shit, and I think I'm pissed off because Carlos brought up situations that had nothing to do with the argument. You know what I mean? That I'm not going to bring up. He has no.
The Tyson thing was a little off.
That was bullshit. That's not even true.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's not. Anyway, if there wasn't me and Tyson saw each other at Cage Titans. At the event, he came up and hugged me.
Yeah,
he did that.
Yeah, Jay.
So why are you speaking for Tyson's behalf? I don't understand.
Trying to push buttons, basically.
That's exactly what he does. So what he's doing is he's losing the argument So he brought up some irrelevant ass shit to try and like dig a knife in me and like win the argument. But like, you can win the argument, dude. You're still a clown for the actions that you've taken and how you've represented your client on a business end is awful.
So it's basically now the way you're speaking about Cage Titans, Dan is like he better win this fight at CES.
He needs to win this fight because not even just because he lost to Johnny rightfully. He needs to prove to people that he's not. Like right now, people, I think the general populace would say that we have some questions about the fortitude of Dan's, spirit. So he needs to definitively win. If he has like even a hard time against a 10-10 guy, he is not the person that he was projected to be last year.
Yeah,
that's it.
We're not talking
at 55. There's no excuse for weight cuts or anything like that to say that he, had a bad performance. 35, he looked like shit. He did. And he blamed the weight cut, and I could see it in his face. He looked terrible at 35. At 55, he won a title there. So, like, if you're going to hold on to that title win, you better take into account that you're fighting at 55 against a 10-10 guy. You should roll through this guy. And if you don't, what does that mean for you as a person that's trying to get to the UFC?
Do you think, Mike's still developing this card. I'm sure he's got matchups we don't know about yet. But you think he might put up an interim title or do something with that 155-pound division?
I think he should just strip him, dude. He's obviously not interested. He's turned down fight after fight. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like at what point do you just be like, all right, dude, all right, we're just gonna take it. You obviously don't want to defend it, so whatever. We shouldn't reward people for stalling. So, now, I fought for the title and defended it in the first 6 months that I had it. All right? And I'll defend it again before the end of the summer.
Now,
or fight again for the end of the summer. Whatever it should be.
All right.
But, like, that's 3 times in less than a year.
Yeah, you fought.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of times for a champion to defend his belt.
And you fought 3 times in 2018. You fought right off the bat in 2019. So
in the last year and a half, I've collected 5 wins in a year and a half.
Yeah. So you're very, very active. Jay, let's get to you right now as far as...
Absolutely. Sorry, let's move on from that.
You're all fired up. Let's talk about what Jay wants in the future, because you are the Cage Titans king right now, and there's a lot of action going on with this division. You're ranked number 2. We got Tony Gravely out there who just had his fight fall through. He really wanted to defend his King of the Cage title. He's a great guy. We know he's a beast. He's ranked number 1 as far as in New England. He's on the verge of making it to UFC, but he doesn't have a fight, and I don't know. He's coming on Tuesday. I'm going to find out, pick his brain. But knowing Tony, he wants the best fight and the hardest, toughest fight possible. And right now, that is you, Jay. You know what I mean? As far as but we got 2 different promotions and 2 different titles. So the problem is, where does this fight happen? If you guys are both interested in it, and when does it happen?
I think me and Tony have on like separate posts, just kind of like sniped at each other, not like anything aggressive, but I'm like, we're down.
Get it going.
You know what I mean? We're fighters fight. You know what I mean? We're like, all right, well, you're number 1, I'm number 2. This seems fun. I feel like he's game. I don't know Tony personally, honestly, so I don't have anything bad to say about him or anything like that. I think that there's not really a lot of fights that make sense for either of us right now. I think that his King of the Cage fight just fell. I think his opponent dropped out.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure he's trying to, he just went through a training camp. I'm sure he's trying to get into the cage as soon as possible. Obviously, I cannot because, again, I have the bubonic plague. So I am out of commission until, at least this clears up. It's probably till next week. Being mid-March, April's probably out of the question. So I'll, there's a card on June 15th, and that is my birthday. The card in June is on my birthday.
How old are you going to be, Jay?
I will be 26 in June.
Oh, man.
So, yeah. And you know what? It really sucks that, I was really wishing that, I was going to get a call, maybe. I still have some hope.
Yeah.
But, I have this timeline when I was 18 or, even younger than that I wanted to be in the UFC by the end of my 25th year of life. And, Like it's the 26th year starting in June, and I'm like right there.
Close,
You know, man, like right there, and I just want to complete my own timeline, just for my own like soul. You know what I mean? That I did it. I did it. You know, and then when, you know, it is what it is. I'll take it halfway through the 26th year. I don't care. You know, I'm happy that I've just made it this far. So.
Well, you know, there's like you said, there's no other real matchups that you know Tony can defend his title unless they find one of those guys on, you know, that's, you know, ranked higher than you around. But he's going to be defending that title in New England.
I mean, he would have to. You would think, right?
And you are the logical choice. I mean, what we have, you know, Mike Pulver, of course, Mike Pulver being the businessman over there, goes, Tony has fought for Cage Titans before.
He has. He told me that too.
Yes.
I think Tony has fought for Cage.
So I don't know Tony's like contract with CES because I don't think he has an exclusive.
I don't know if he has an exclusive, which is weird for being a champion and not having an exclusive.
But they did allow him to fight for King of the Cage
because he's a champ there too.
Yeah, so we don't know what his.
Well, he wants 3 belts and I want 2.
Yeah, so like, I mean, if there's
hey, here's a question.
Yeah.
Has any person in New England MMA, maybe I'm sure this has happened, owned both the Cage Titans and CES belts at the same time?
Only Tony. But
no, Tony.
Not Cage Titans. Cage Titans and the 2 biggest promotions. Has anybody ever held both of them?
That's a good question.
No, I don't think so.
Mike's gonna.
I think they've been pretty separate, and I don't think CES.
I'm trying to do it.
Let's do it, Mr. McGregor.
I'm trying to do it. I don't care, bro. Like I'm like, come on, are we gonna act like I really care who I fight anymore?
Personally,
you know what I mean?
think
like,
you have the
I don't
better
give a
of the
shit.
two.
Say that again.
Personally, I think you have the better of the two. You can compare apples and oranges with CS and Cage Titans, but Cage Titans is up there, man. You know.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying that I just want to be the first to do this.
You would be the first.
At that point, who can take that away from me?
Yeah, you would be the
first. Let me ask you a question, Jay. If Tony, you know, if he is reluctant to like fight or defend his title or, you know, go to Cage Titans to defend that title, what is your next move? Because there's other fighters in that, you know, you're ranked number 2, but there's other killers around that
I've got a few names.
All right, then. All right, so you got backup plans, and you.
I've got a few names.
All right. Anyone that's in.
All of them can get the smoke. None of them match up to me like Gravely does. I'll say that.
All right.
Gravely is clearly the biggest challenge, but the rest of you can fucking get folded.
That's a promotion. That doesn't even have to.
Did you hear the rest of them can get folded?
At least you get a good mindset.
All right. Let me ask you another question. I know, you know, Cage Titans is your home, is a champion. Is there, you know, not to piss Mike Pulver, but it is a business, and you know CES can come to you and try to like sway you their way.
Yeah,
is there any way you would go to them to fight Tony?
I have no problem with that. I think that you know, and again, not to piss Mike off. Me and Mike have talked about this extensively. More, you know, obviously we would like Cage Titans to do it because Cage Titans would get the exposure of having the 2 best bantamweights in their promotion. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? From Mike's businessman perspective, he'd rather have that. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if we got to do it CS, we got to do it CS. That doesn't mean that if I were to go fight for this belt, for this big opportunity, that I would be, you know, shunning or turning my back on Mike Pulver. He's done a wonderful job promoting me, and I asked him, you know, when, you know, the reason I was in Cage Titans is because Jeff Perez, you know, got on a card and he begged Pulver to let me on, you know, and he was like, I don't really know. I don't really know him. His record's not great, whatever, you know, when I first got there. And I asked him, I was like, just have some faith in me, dude, please. I'll do everything that I say I'm going to do. I promise you I will do every single thing that I say. And, you know, here we are now. But, you know, if I were to go over there, you know, I wouldn't want it to be misconstrued that I don't want to go back to Cage Titans, or, you know what I mean? Or that Mike Pulver and I don't work very closely together on, you know, what the next move is, or, you know, anything like that. You know, I'm absolutely willing to go to CES because, again, like I said, as a fighter, I don't think it's unfair of me to want both belts. That's pretty fucking cool to me. You know what I mean?
Mike gets
so
that. He knows it.
And I know he does. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about him like getting mad at me for this because I don't think that's unreasonable of me to want for myself. I just don't want it to make it seem like I, you know, kind of do what we talked about those other people doing earlier, you know, like a few minutes ago, you know, and just dropping, you know, being like, all right, like a sack of potatoes, and then just going off to the next thing. You know, I don't want to do that.
You'd still be the case.
I know that getting that belt will undeniably make me the best 35er in New England. It's not even close at that point. So it's,
and you know
that's what I want. That's all I want. I want to be the best at every facet that I can be. I was the best as an amateur. I am one rank away from the best as a pro in New England. You know what I mean? I want that number one spot. And then when I get to the UFC, guess what the fucking goal is, guys? It's like, that's all I want. I want to die and know that I was the best person, at least for one day, on the entire planet Earth. And that's the goal at the end of it. So wherever I got to go to continue that path, then damn sure I will go there. And I know I have a good support system to understand my reasoning for things. So would I go to CES? Absolutely I would. Can he come here? Absolutely. Either way, I'm getting that W and going off. That's it.
Excellent, my man.
Yeah, a very good chance whoever wins that fight could go.
Yeah, that was going to be my next.
You know what, dude? Win or lose for either of us, it's like how. It's like what do you like? What do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
Like at that point, really,
Jay, being you're out of city on town, Mark Delagrat. He's close with the UFC. Has your name ever crossed? Like we have the Contender Series coming in. We got Has your name ever been mentioned to them for an opportunity like that?
For the UFC?
Or to even be on the Contender Series or Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender, anything like that ever offered? Or
well, I do know I can't give out any really big details.
All right.
I'm sure that I wasn't even told all the spicy, juicy ones. But I know that Mike Pulver and crew Mark Delgrati went out to UFC Phoenix.
Yep.
And they were hanging out with Sean Shelby.
Okay.
And people like that. I know that.
All right.
Yeah.
I know that both my coaches, Crew and Coach Andy Cote, who's the best pad holder in New England.
Definitely, man.
Fucking close.
Yeah.
Went to the last UFC event with John Jones.
Yeah.
we
So
saw that.
You saw the pictures. They were posted as public information.
They went
so
out to dinner with Rogan.
right now out of my gym, we got a lot of. We got me. We got Chip. We got a lot of things going on at Seattle right now. So I'm sure that Mark and Andy and Mike all had at least one comment or two about, hey, this loudmouth motherfucker from our gym is actually starting to stack some bodies, so maybe you should pay attention.
Hey, and he's young and he's not too bad look. He's not too.
I'm pretty handsome, I'd say.
And he's got good hair.
Yeah, my mom says though.
As long as you're black.
My mom says I'm handsome, and that's all that matters.
The hair helps a lot too, man. You got the.
If I didn't have this hair, then I would. It would just be bad, honestly. At least. I'll say this. I always compete with Randy Costa's hair.
Well, that's tough.
But like the hair is really only what keeps me like catching up that race in handsomeness. Because if that motherfucker was bald, he would still have a 9-pack, and even when he's fat, and still be able to do like tornado kicks, upside down and shit. So like he would still outrank me. But like I can't lose this hair. It's fucking over at that point. It's done. I can't. You guys should pull up some pictures. I used to get like a fade with like a lineup. And I was all eyebrows at one point.
I wish I knew, brother.
We got our
I would have roasted you for 5 minutes, man, if I knew.
Oh, you should, dude. I caught weight weird. My one tit was bigger than another because it was just fucking bad.
Jay, I've been following you for a while. Like I talked to you a while in the past. Like
I think the first time we met Steve was before the Blair fight.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I talked to you and I was like, dude, every time I see you, you look like you're gonna you look mad or.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, but you're not. Like this was like 3 years ago, man. I was talking.
A lot of people do that, and I think the hair actually softened that up. To be honest with you, because I look like I look like a cholo at one point. It was just real bad. I wanted to be Joel Santana so bad. I swear to God.
Beans.
I was the 9th Dipset member.
Your buddy Ant's on there going beans, baby, beans.
What's he want for beans, bro?
You just laid a couple out. Think that your name might have been mentioned.
I mean, at this point, it's like there's a lot of buzz in New England. I don't see who else has bigger buzz besides me, and I would say maybe Randy Costa. I don't see who else has bigger buzz than the two of us at the moment.
And Randy,
you know what I mean? Like
Randy was also on that Flow Combat as prospects for up and coming.
Randy's very talented.
Yeah, Duma.
Randy is very talented.
All them guys.
I think Randy's crowd is a little ahead of themselves sometimes. I don't think that Randy won't go to the UFC. I don't. I think that he will.
Yeah. I can 100%.
The only thing that I would like, and this again, this is I love my friend Randy. I would like to see him face a little more adversity, and I hope
it's gonna happen.
because here's the reason why, and this is totally out of place of love, to be honest, because he's running through people, factual,
quick
for sure. I would like to see, not because I don't think that he has the heart to face adversity, but I don't want him to get into the UFC because you don't fight people like Rob Fuller in the UFC.
No,
you know what I mean. You're not just gonna walk through people like that, and I just like to. I don't know. Again, this sounds bad. I really don't want to make it sound like I'm talking shit about Randy.
Yeah,
I'm really not. I know that he has the talent to run through bigger. I just want him to have bigger names because that, you know what I mean? I don't want people to look back at him and go, oh, well, who did he fight? Do you know what I mean? Because he is better than that. He's better than Rob Fuller. We all know that. You know what I mean? So I heard the guy that he's fighting is very talented, and it should be a good test for Randy. Am I saying that he's gonna get clipped or anything like that? No. Do I want him to get hurt? No. But I think that I just don't want him to go in and get shell shocked in the first UFC fight because he deserves. He's a young guy and he's gonna be a really big prospect one day. I just want him to develop the right, and they're doing it right with him. Honestly,
you got Lozano.
They're managing him the right way. I'm not saying anything about him or his team.
Totally agree, man.
As maybe like a fighter and another one. I just want to see him fight like a guy that I'm like, ooh, he's gonna give it to him a little bit. You know what I mean? He's gonna run it to him. I want to see what Randy's got deep down.
Doodling pad.
It's true.
That's what I want to see.
With somebody like Joe Lozano in his corner.
I know that Randy's got a monster in him. I want someone to push his wrestling because he's got good wrestling. You know what I mean? I want to see how deep Randy can dig. And I think it'll be an even more amazing performance when he's able to do that. But I don't think he's had to do that yet.
Hey,
Does that make sense?
Jay,
Did
you give some beans out and say he's fighting soon?
Yeah, we caught that one.
Who?
Randy?
Did you not know?
No. He's got
He's posted it all over the place.
Oh, did he? I don't know.
He's posted it. No. He's fighting on the Case Titans card.
Oh, all right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, right.
I don't know who it is.
I didn't add his posted to our little montage.
I don't know who the guy is.
No, I don't
really
care.
But the guy's way more experienced. He's got I heard that he's got a rough record. But again, I was 3-3 once.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Jay,
you can't really.
It's only
being the guy.
Yeah. It's only his third fight,
who was also 3-3 at one point was Dennis Paiva, and that guy's you know what I mean, an animal too. So it just I want Randy to succeed. That's this. I don't want it to be misconstrued into me saying that I'm hating on Randy Costa. I love his energy. I love his kicks. He's a very handsome guy, a close friend of mine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just know that there's more of an animal in Randy, and I would like a test to bring it out of him.
Lozano,
you know what I mean?
That. Just like
it's coming. And like you said, it's them steps he's taking.
Because the kid could be a star, for real. I'm not saying he couldn't. For real. He'll surpass me, shortly. In the next couple of months, he'll be the guy. He might even get there before I do. So all the power to him. You know what I mean? I just want him to get the most experience that he can, and maybe like each time get a little bit more difficult. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be it. That's all. I know that Randy can be is going to be amazing wherever he goes. I'd like to see him face a guy, and no offense to Rob Fuller, but the first thing, and I texted Randy this, when I saw Rob Fuller at the weigh-in, I was like, was that Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Oh, that's awesome.
I yelled Treyway during his fight like 16 times. I swear to God.
Dude, that had to be him,
I'm yelling Treyway.
No, I was going to say that had to be like in 16 seconds you said that, man.
Treyway! I'm screaming it, and I told him... Like the night before, I'm like, dude, who are you fighting? Is he part of like a Brooklyn gang?
Well, he's back on this card, right?
Is it Rob Fuller? Oh yeah, he's fighting Mitch.
Yeah,
I just saw that. Yeah. All right. Well then, there you go. Mike must be mad at him.
We'll welcome him back with open arms.
Mike's gonna be mad at Rob Fuller.
I gotta say, Rob Fuller will at least show up and he'll be throwing down.
And honestly, he's a really nice guy. Like he's a nice guy. You know what I mean? It's just I'm too much of a dickhead to not start roasting. I know that I don't have the power to not roast him upon sight. You know what I mean? Like it's just impossible for me.
Dude.
And like even Randy via message was like, yeah, dude, he's actually really nice, and like I don't want to, like I'm not gonna talk shit about him. That's super unfortunate because like that's not gonna stop me. You know what I mean?
Now, are you going to be in
All
attendance?
power to him. He's game. I
Of
think
course.
here's the thing about that. I'm worried about Rob Fuller, to be honest, and I don't really know him. But like, he's been finished twice in the last 2 months. Has he not?
Yeah. He got
Yeah.
finished
So
that
why
combat.
is it? How is it that he's able to fight on this card?
Different
You
commissions.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I
He
don't
was
know,
knocked.
man.
Randy knocked him cold, clean out.
And then he was
Okay,
like, there.
and then he got. I don't know. He got finished again in another place.
He's got a family
I don't know
doctor.
where from.
Yeah.
And then now he's going to fight Mitch, and Mitch has literally been talking to me about basically ripping people's
Dissected him.
limbs off and slicing them up with elbows until they can't move.
Yeah, because
Like, Mitch Raposo is so excited to
Yeah.
throw elbows.
Exactly.
You have no idea.
because he's got dominant position on these people all the
Dude,
time.
he's just
and
gonna
they're-
sit in someone's guard
Yeah.
and just eat them for lunch. And dude, have you seen him lately?
Oh yeah, I seen him at the gym
Dude,
like 2 weeks
kid's
ago.
yoked
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Kid's been having that, that Jordan secret sauce
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
He's-
I've been looking at
he's
his diet.
growing.
He's eating straight steak and
growing.
eggs, and he's getting his man strength. That's what he is.
Awesome,
But the
man.
problem is that his muscles are so big, but his head is still small.
Kind of like Matt Bassett's picture on them. You see,
Yeah.
he has
A little bit, but he's got better hair than Matt Percent, obviously. No offense, Matt. You know what I mean? Your
most
balls.
do.
Balls is beautiful, though. You know what I
Awesome,
mean?
man.
Keep it up.
Awesome.
But no, I like I said, going back again. I love Randy. I want to see him do well. I know Mitch is going to do well. I know they're both going to do well. They're going to outshine me. 10 times beyond what I've been doing this a long time, and they've been doing it way less time, and they have more buzz and hype around them, and rightfully they should. They're very, very talented, and I hope that they get to where they're going. You know what I mean? With the teams around them that they have, they're going to get exactly where they need to be. And they're doing everything right. So, young fighters or people that are coming up behind them or whatever should watch what these two are doing
Exactly.
and kind of mold it from that, because Mitch is 20 years old, you know what I mean? And look where he's at already,
Yep.
He's already already pretty much expected to be in the UFC in the next 2 years, you know what I mean?
It's a lot of pressure.
Upon his pro debut, it's not even like an if, it's just like whenever he decides to, so I think that people behind them should really focus on how these people are doing it and go kind of that direction.
Exactly.
Excellent, my man. Well, he's fighting with the right promotion. Mike's gonna
For sure. Absolutely.
He's gonna. God. He
Mickey Mouse is
promotes
like a
the hell out
badass
of it.
motherfucker. You're like a real person, it would be Mitch Raposo.
That's hilarious.
fucking
That could be the
awesome.
quote of the night
He's
right
got-
there.
I said that to him already.
He's
It's
got.
okay.
Hey, he's got a
I
head.
said that to him.
He's got a head of hair on him too, man. It seems like the
He's
guys
got
with the
like a
hair.
weird kind of hairdo. I don't really know how to explain his hair. He's got Mitch Raposo looks like he would be a T-Bird from
Yes.
he would roll up his jeans and put his cigarettes in the cuffs of them.
From Greece. From Greece,
Yeah,
man.
like
That-
he's doing the twisted shit on the weekends with John
He's
Travolta.
he's bringing that
sounds bad.
50s.
That sounded
He's
worse
bringing
than
the
I might have meant it to.
He's bringing the 50s look back, man. It's coming
Bro,
back.
it's fine. It's cool. Bring that. If he walks in with a leather jacket, I'll lose it. Right? That's all I'm saying.
With the collar up.
I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go get a matching one, dude. I swear to God, dude. I'll be his number 2. That's fine.
That's awesome, man.
Whatever.
Look at, is he listening to a soft top mob Reds? That's awesome. Hey, we're gonna start ending the show, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, man. Last words, shout outs, how we get in touch with you, and you're gonna be at Cage Titans on April 6th, I would imagine. I'll be there. We're gonna be doing big things there on that night. I'm gonna be teaming up with Brian, and we're gonna be doing a lot for that promotion. So
I think that Brian hit me up about doing a pre-fight something
that's perfect, man.
that day.
Awesome.
So I might be there for that.
Great.
So I'm gonna do that for that, and then for shout outs and stuff. Obviously, everybody that supports me, all my fans, people that are hi mom. Everybody at CEO Tom, Crew Mark, Andy, all the teammates. Thanks to you guys for continually putting me and making me relevant and making me, kind of cool. I'm kind of a big deal now. So thank you guys for everything. I really don't know. For my final words, I would say is don't be a fucking clown to certain people. Expect me back, as late as June. You know what I mean? I'll be back or as early as June. And then I got another one in my system if it doesn't. I'm coming for the UFC. I don't care who stands in front of me, friend, foe, or acquaintance. I'm going to take you down, and I'm going to get what I've always dreamed about. I've been doing this since I was 14 goddamn years old. And if you think that I've gotten this far to just stop because you say so, you're out of your fucking mind. So that's all I got to say. Whatever belt might come my way, whatever, 5'5" explosive wrestler wants to come my way, whatever opponent you send at me, I'm going to send back to you in a bag because this is my shit. This is my time, and I guarantee you I'll be number one in the world in the next 3 years.
What
Excellent.
do you say to that? That's
nothing. That's Jay Perrin, man.
That's promo. That's the champ.
Jay Perrin. You should do your own podcast, brother.
If I knew how to do it, I would.
Oh, dude, we'll teach you. You get your phone and go live on it. You already have a podcast, man. That's
Word.
it.
You already got Ant as
Dude,
your.
I just need shit to talk about.
Dude, you got plenty.
You and Ant
have me call in the first week. We'll get it rolling.
We'll do it.
We'll get
We'll get like a whole bunch of guest stars. I'll do my own table type.
That's it, man. That's it. All right, Jay. Always a pleasure.
Mike Pulver, if you're still watching this.
Yeah.
He is.
He is. Let me on the commentary table, bro.
There you go.
Don't be like that. I won't swear. I swear to God. Just
fight.
let me do it. I want to be Joe Rogan for a day.
There you go, man.
Let me just be Joe Rogan one time.
Your coaches.
That's all I'm saying, Mike.
Your coaches were at dinner with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, exactly.
Night,
you got some time to convince him, bro, and I'll back you up on that.
Everybody, campaign for me to get on the commentary table. All right, I want to sit next to. I'll look bummy next to Andy and Richie.
Well,
and then
listen.
whatever.
Hey, wait. Hey, Jared. Travis Lazat gets the seat right next to him. Kick him the hell out. Push him over.
Travis Lazat wears like his, Oscar the Grouch t-shirt. I'll wear that. He and Travis will.
Oh, wait a minute. Mike Pulver just said done deal. It's right there. I'm gonna screenshot that right there.
I'm holding you to that, Mike.
All right, man.
Don't think I'll forget. I'm annoying.
All right, Jay, I'm going to let you go, man. You need some rest.
Guys.
You've been fired up all night, bro.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys, for having me on. We'll do it again soon. Obviously, I might be calling in, depending on who has what to say.
Tuesday night, man.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned, and you have my number, bro.
Absolutely, my man. Thanks, guys.
All right, take care, Jay.
Have a good one.
Shit, man. Awesome. That was fucking great, man.
Killer.
Fucking cool, man. Yeah. So that was it, man. Tuesday night, we got Dan Dubuque.
Yep.
We have Tony Gravely.
Yep.
And Brian Gershon is going to be my co-host.
Yeah.
Mike Pulver is going to call in. And we're going to make we're talking New England
and
MMA.
you have one Wednesday.
I have one Wednesday with John Duma. Deanne Rubio might come in if he's back and wants to. But Dan Cormier will definitely be here talking about Ammo and his fight there, his strawweight fight.
Yep.
And John Duma will just be recapping on what's been going on since. No, I think he's taking a little rest. No, he's going to fight for Bellator again.
Couldn't imagine the world
they'll situate that. He's got time to hang out and weigh his options. So with that said, thank you so much for everyone tuning in.
Mike.
What Perrin sharing AJ Del Mastro. He was all over that feed today too, talking. Ant Darling, always a pleasure. One of my best friends out there in the Cage Titans community. Mike Pulver, I appreciate everything you do for me, bro. Sharing all my stuff, that last card and the card before. Bigger and better this time, bro.
It's just gonna be amazing.
We talk. I'm all his. I'm gonna be like spending the whole weekend hanging out with Cage Titans and doing whatever Brian Gershon or he needs me to do, I'll be trying to learn a song. I'll have to talk to him. We'll figure out what song I'll play or whatever. But it's all good, man. Yeah, so with that said, the Room Podcast, man, we're doing well. Big article coming out pretty soon. I think about me.
Yeah,
I might be in an article.
I can
soon.
spill the beans. It's definitely about him. The very good interview we did with a little write up. It'll be
all about New England MMA and what we do and try to do for fighters and kind of how I got involved and how I started and where I am now. So.
National publication, so it's going to be great.
All right.
Shout out to Walt Anderson.
All right, Ant Darling, I'll see you April 6th. And we'll be here again on Tuesday night. So with that said, I'll end with Jay Savage Perrin's montage and we'll be out. So thanks again for tuning in.
Thanks, people.
Room Podcast. Follow us at Regional Fight Sports and Ambassador Fighters. We out.